What is good, YouTube? It is your boy Anime Devil Hunter, and today I'll be reviewing chapter 217 of Tokyo Revengers. This was a great chapter. I really enjoyed it, almost as much as 216, but 216 was really different. I hope you guys been well and been enjoying Tokyo Revengers too. It's crazy we're in the last arc. I'm kind of upset that I caught up so late, but it's cool. Most likely I will read Tokyo Revengers when it's all said and done. But before we get into today's video and all that transpired in the chapter, I would like to welcome my new audience. If you are new to this channel, welcome. Here on this channel, we cover all sorts of Tokyo Revengers content, weekly reviews, character explain videos, deep discussions, analysis are coming soon, so definitely subscribe and join the family, and also turn on post notifications. Drop a like if you end up enjoying the video and comment on what you thought of the chapter as well as my review. Comment down below your favorite character in Tokyo Revengers as well as the best arc in Tokyo Revengers. Let's begin. So on the first page, Takemichi thinks back to the vision he had of Senju dying and telling Takemichi, "You kept your promise." Takemichi then goes on to question what the hell was that vision he saw. In the midst of this, Draken asks Takemichi what's he spacing out for. So immediately seeing that death scene with Senju, what comes to my head is that it appears during this trip Takemichi will be getting multiple tasks. Usually when Takemichi travels back to the past, he's trying to prevent something from happening that'll break Mikey or make Mikey say fuck everything and become evil. One time it was stopping Mikey from meeting Kiseki, the other time was stopping Ozanai from dying, the other time was stopping Draken from dying, and the other time it was stopping Baji from dying. Many more other things transpired, but you guys get the point. There were many people speculating the idea of Mikey possibly having a girlfriend and her dying, and in this case Senju will be his girlfriend and her dying will make Mikey lose it. I think after Toma split and Takemichi went into the future, Senju and Mikey might have possibly met and then they started dating. Something happened that caused them to break up, and now Senju might be in Brahmin to stop Mikey. Little speculation or theory, if you want to call it that. In the next panel, we see Takemichi and Draken arrive at Draken's place, and Takemichi comments on how nostalgic this feels. He then goes on to ask Draken if he still lives here, to which Draken replies, "I can't make a living out of a bike shop alone yet, so I'm staying here and helping out as much as I can." They get in the elevator and Takemichi says, "Let's see, the 4th floor, right?" And Draken then says, "I see you remember." The next part of the chapter gets crazy. As Takemichi goes on to look for the 4th floor, he gets a vision of blood on his shirt. He immediately starts freaking out and checking his shirt for blood. He then realizes there isn't any blood, but he's getting visions again. Draken then asks him what's wrong. Takemichi replies nothing. Takemichi then asks himself what's wrong with him. So it seems like to me these visions are triggered by something. When he touched the popsicle stick he got from Senju, he saw the vision of her dying. When he touched the 4th floor button, he got the vision of blood coming on his shirt. So I'm guessing his new power is triggered by a catalyst. They arrive at the 4th floor and Draken says, "I'm home." Draken then introduces Takemichi to his foster parent. Takemichi greets him and Draken's dad says, "Oh, he's visited here before." As they walk through the floor, we see several females who work in a brothel flirt with Draken. He just brushes them off. Man, Draken is so damn cool. Takemichi then goes on to ask Draken if the ladies from his last visit are still around, to which Draken replies, "No, of course not. It's a tough world that keeps changing," to which I totally agree with. Takemichi then awes in how much bigger Draken's room got. We then find out that they gave Draken a room that they don't use anymore, so good for Draken. Takemichi then starts looking around and sees photos of Toma, and then he sees Emma. And this part of the chapter had me really in my feelings, like for real, man, Draken don't deserve that. Draken then says he still dreams of Emma saying things to him like, "Please save Mikey." Draken then lets Takemichi know that he's never left Mikey behind. Takemichi then thinks to himself, that's why Draken's in Brahmin. Draken then says to Takemichi, "Please tell me how is Mikey in the future." Takemichi then reveals to Draken he was frail, he had dark circles under his eyes, and he governed a criminal organization that goes by Bonten. He also mentions to Draken that Mikey tells him that he couldn't control his dark impulses. Draken then says dark impulses. He then lets Draken know that he successfully saved Hina and all the Toma members who were supposed to die. I mean, are we forgetting about Baji? Come on. Just kidding. Takemichi then says to Draken, "Mikey promised me 2 years ago I'll protect members of Toma and Hina until the day we met in 12 years. He then comments on how it's a future where he kept his promise, however, he's the only one who's still in a dark place. And it's honestly sad, and every timeline Mikey's the one who's always getting hurt. And it's so sad to see these things happen to him, because it's not like he's Kiseki, and Mikey's such a nice dude, like, man, like, he really does not deserve what happens to him, bro, like, it's crazy." Draken then says, "I see, dark impulses, huh? That guy, so he's been preparing for his 12-year plan since 2 years ago, so that's why Mikey has been avoiding us." Draken then says, "I see it now. We come to despise Mikey from the bottom of our hearts," as we get shown a panel of Mad Mikey and all the Toma members beat up. So I'm assuming at some point Mikey caused a fight or dispute amongst the Toma members to cause them to want to stay away from him. After hearing that from Draken, Takemichi is shocked to hear that happen. Draken then goes on to say, I don't know what he meant by dark impulses, but our lives have become better as he detached himself away from us. He didn't ask, he probably made himself into a villain, all that just to sacrifice himself to the promise he made to you. Takemichi then says, promise. Draken then smiles and says, rest assured Takemichi, we are going down the right path indeed. Now that you're in Brahman, the future will not be the same again. And it's at this point I'm like, hold it, we've been here before. Takemichi then thinks Draken is right. He may have already changed the future. Draken then tells Takemichi, I'm not sure what happened to us next, so are you prepared? We're gonna get Mikey back. And that had me so hyped, like this upcoming battle is definitely gonna be crazy. With Brahman, Rokuhara, Tende, Mikey's gang, I can't wait. I'm hoping one of the upcoming few chapters will get introduced to the gang Mikey's in, or Mikey might make an appearance, but we'll just have to wait and see. Takemichi then replies to Draken and says yes. In the next panel, one of the browser girls accidentally spills tomato juice on Takemichi's shirt. Draken comments on how it looks like blood, and Takemichi says you're right. The girl panics and then says she'll wash it for him. Takemichi then thinks blood and remembers this was the same exact vision he had. Takemichi then asks himself, could this be I can foresee the future? And that's how we end the chapter. So Takemichi's got observation hockey now. So before I end this video, I want to talk about this upcoming battle between Rokuhara, Tende, Brahman, and Mikey's gang. Now I think the other Toma members are eventually going to join Brahman in order to help Takemichi out, because I'm not too sure if Brahman is going to be enough as it is to take down both Rokuhara, Tende, and Mikey's gang. But we also need to find out how big Mikey's gang, who else is in Mikey's gang. We found out that Senju's older brother is also in Mikey's gang, and that guy seems to be a fucking beast. Like we saw what he did to somebody in the other chapter, like he murdered that fucking dude. We also need to find out how Takemichi is gonna like come up with a plan to stop Senju from dying, because if he plans on doing this all by himself, it's totally not gonna go right. He's gonna need to like either let somebody like probably Draken or most likely Shifuya know what's gonna happen so they can get on that. I think there are going to be more tasks. Like I said earlier in the video, Takemichi seems like he's gonna get multiple tasks in this final trip, and in all honesty, I highly doubt he's gonna be able to stop them all. I have a feeling somebody's major in the series is gonna die before the series ends. I highly doubt it's gonna be Takemichi, and I think he's gonna find a way to fix Mikey. That's what the purpose of this final trip is, to make sure Mikey turns out good in the future. I don't have no clue as to how they're supposed to stop Senju's death. Because in all honesty, most of Takemichi's trips to the past, most of them turn out unsuccessful. I mean, some of them do, you know, it's like 50-50. For example, him trying to stop Baji from dying, that didn't turn out well, but he did manage to stop Taiju's death, and arguably that's his most successful mission in my opinion. In the mission to stop Draken from dying, he succeeded in that. That was a very, very close one though. He was hanging on the third of that. Like I said, like it's kind of hard to argue considering that Hina always dies in the future. Like it was just recently in the Bonten arc, we found out that Hina didn't die in the future. Now all the Toma members were saved, so that's arguably his most successful attempt as a whole. Considering Emma did die though, Izana did die, so like it's like I said, it's 50-50. You know, it's either like he manages to fix everything in the past, and then like the future turns out crazy. Like it was this one timeline, like he thought he had everything in the bag, and then that turned out to be the worst timeline. So yeah guys, it's a little bit all over the place. I hope you enjoyed my little rant. I hope you were able to grasp what I was trying to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you did. Hit the subscribe button for more content. And before I end off on this video, I would just like to say I have all Toma Founder members explained coming out real soon, so be on the lookout for that. But it is your boy Anime Double Hunter, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.